Hello, hello from Alesha Brown, the Joy Guru and CEO of Fruition Publishing, Concierge Services, a division of Alesha Brown LLC. You know you have a powerful message. When I tried this is our third chance, but apparently we keep having technical difficulties, so I went back on my phone. This is the one thing that's so important. So when you do log into here, please click like and share, because there are many people on your timeline that need to know this message. There are many people that need to hear this to have success in 2019. And the truth is, this is one lesson that regardless of our year, this will be one of those staples that if you master this, it will be the pathway to great success. So, again, if you're watching this, replay or not, click like and share. Because one of the things that I talked to someone about this morning is the importance of who you are connected to. And one of the things I see so many times, and I've experienced them myself, is that we love to hold on to things. I mean, there are people that we know that don't serve us. There are things that we know that don't serve us. There are organizations that we know that don't serve us. But for some reason, we're attached and we just don't want to let go. But here's another crippling thing that we do. We make excuses. We beat ourselves up for being attached, but we refuse to let go. And you know, the laws of attraction, you'll never be able to erase that. So there is principles according to that. Those are principles in nature. Those are principles of the universe that you can't erase. They're just facts. So either you're going to learn to play along for great success, or you're not. And the choice is yours. So in 2019, not only do you need to learn this lesson, but you need to maintain this lesson. If you're going to be successful, you can't take everyone with you. Now, here's the thing about me. I'm a giver. I'm a helper. I love to help people. That's why I work so well with my clients. I love to help them. I love to help them reach their goals. And I also like to help them make money, because that's most of the time part of their goals. But one thing I have learned the hard way, is for certain seasons in your life, for certain goals and aspirations, you cannot, not you should not, you cannot take everyone with you. Why? Because there's a certain principle of energy. Have you ever been at an event where there's just this person that walks in the room and there's a certain type of energy? You find yourself gravitating towards them, and it has nothing to do with whether they're attractive or not. As a matter of fact, they may not physically be attractive, but their personality makes them irresistible. You love conversation with them. You love the things they say, and they just make you feel good. It may be something like a smile that just lights up the room, and you just want to be around them. You can't help yourself. Well, if you can imagine that scenario, you also probably can remember the last time when you were around someone where they just walked in a room and immediately made your skin crawl. There's someone that if you see them, you want to avoid them, you want to get away from them. Maybe they're always negative. Everything they say is negative. Or they're always complaining. Or they're just mean-spirited. They just rub you the wrong way. Now, we're used to feeling that with people. But here's the thing you need to know as far as it pertains to your success in 2019. Both those scenarios, both those two types of people I mentioned, have a certain energy. So when we try to drag people along with us that don't belong in this season of our lives, because everything has an expiration date. Doesn't matter how great it is, even food. I mean, no matter how great it tastes, no matter how wonderful you dress and season it up, it has an expiration date. There's a time when it goes bad if you leave it there too long. Everything has a shelf life. So sometimes we have these relationships, we have these connections that were supposed to be cut off, and in our spirit, we know that. But we don't listen. We have our own separate reasons why we just can't let go. And here's the secret. While you refuse to let go, there is something that you do let go of. your purpose, your time, your resources, your possibilities. Because people with that type of energy drain you. I had a unique situation last year where I had to end a relationship. And there were a lot of times, the reason it took me so long is that I just didn't want to. I liked that person, been friends with that person for a long time, advocated for that person, rocked for that person, was a big proponent for that person. There were so many things of just even a business nature that I really wanted to continue to promote that person. I was the helper. I wanted them to help them have their business grow. But here's the thing I learned. You get to a point where enough is enough. So I got to the point where enough was enough, and I realized this relationship was not healthy for my success. So I had to make a decision. I could continue to sit here and make excuses for that person, or I could go ahead and cut ties, because I realized this person no longer fit the space of where I was, but more importantly, where I was going. And let me tell you what result happened when I let go of this toxic relationship. It was like the universe opened. A lot of dreams, a lot of places I felt stuck. All of a sudden I was unstuck. People came to me and were willing to work with me. People offered me things. People did things with me. And what was the difference? I even had some people pull me aside privately and said, you know what? I've been waiting to work with you. I've been waiting to talk to you. I've been waiting to communicate with you. But I just couldn't deal with that person. And what's so important is when you saw me, you saw that person. So to them, you guys are just connected at the hip. I'm not going to interfere with that. But as long as you're attached to that, I'm not going to work with you. See, people, those are the conversations people don't have with you until you're out of the situation. Exactly. I release the toxicity. People will not work with you when you're in those situations. And sometimes it's not even them observing that person. It's the energy that person carries with them. Just like you might bring in the energy where people love you and they want to work with you and they don't even know why. It's just the energy. You didn't say a word. It's just your smile. It's your presence. It's something about you that's so amazing. I want to work with him or her. Well, right another way, when you bring that wrong person connected to you, they bring an energy too that repulses people. People may not even hear them speak, but just there's something in their spirit that says no. So in 2019, I want you to be so intentional. I want you to think about those relationships. I want you to take time with you and really look again at what the visions are. What's the plans for every area of your life? I don't care if it's ministry, business, family, love, finances. Look at all the areas of your life that your mind spends the most time on and chunk every area with what you want in this year. Not what you don't want, what you want. Because we spend way too much time talking about what we don't want and not giving the equal and more energy to what we want. Because all that matters is what you want. When you can focus on that loftier goal and then plan it down from here to there, then you can manifest what you want. If you're going to talk all day about what you don't want, you're wasting time because you're not making the plans and putting the focus where it belongs, which is what you want. But I want you to understand that lesson for 2019. It's not just about cutting people off. It's about making those relationships and maintaining those relationships that are valuable, but you're only going to be able to do that when you let go of those people that don't belong. And here's another thing. It's not always about breaking relationships, because sometimes that person's the cool person to hang out with. They're not the person to bring on a business meeting, though. We know those family members. You love to laugh and joke with them, but God help you if you brought them to a business meeting. They're loud, they're rude, they're whatever, but they still have a place in your life. Other times, maybe the person doesn't need a place in your life. But that's the thing. You have to be intentional this year. I encourage us to do that. Because if not, some of us are erasing our own blessings because we keep trying to drag people with us that don't belong with us. And their energy is derailing our possibility. It's one thing to lose something you already have. It's another thing to block something you desire. And not because of your own actions, but simply because you are connected and dragging along something that doesn't belong there. One of my mantras in life is, I can't want it more than you do. Because you have to be able to want something, but be willing to work for it. So I can hope, I can dream, I can ask, I can pray for it all day for you. But if you're going to be lazy and you're not going to do something, you won't get it. Because you just don't want it bad enough. I want it bad enough for you, but my wants for you never has anything to do with your effort. That's a personal decision. So in 2019, let's be intentional. Let's make sure that we are not taking everyone and everything with us that don't belong. You know, there was a saying, relax, relate, release. So really look for those areas in your life while you're being intentional and going after those things you want. Look for those areas where changes are necessary. With that, I hope you have a joy-filled day, and make sure you come back and check in with me and tell me some of the lessons you're learning, some of the results you had after implementing the things we said at this time. But God bless you for these and other great tips. Of course, you can always join me at thejoyguru.net, and make sure you visit Fruition Publishing, that's Fruition publishing.com, because we're all about taking you from vision to fruition. Now have a joy-filled day, guys. Bye-bye for now.